Picture two riding mowers sitting side by side on a showroom floor. Same size, same engine type, same basic deck underneath. One carries a name your granddad trusts. The other is blasted across every commercial you've ever seen. And yet, there's still a price gap big enough to cover your gas all summer. But here's what nobody tells you. Only a small handful of riding mower brands are still actually built in America from start to finish. Just 3 major names holding that line. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable, because once you peel the paint back, a lot of those different mowers aren't different at all. Same factories, same production lines, same corporate hands behind the scenes, just a different hood, different badge, different color, and that's it. And once you see it, you don't unsee it. So today, we're cutting through the branding noise and following the metal back to the source. Inside the real American factories, still building their own machines, breaking down the only 3 riding mower brands truly made in the U.S. and exposing the corporate layers behind the rest of the industry, including what assembled in USA actually means when 2 completely different looking machines roll out of the same building. By the end of this, that showroom aisle won't look normal anymore. You'll know exactly who built what and what that badge was really hiding. Let's start with the green one. Everybody knows it. John Deere has been an American company since 1837, headquartered in Moline, Illinois, and yes, it still builds its own riding mowers in the United States. No badge games, no borrowed factories. The legend still holds. But here's what most sales pitches skip there isn't just one John Deere mower plant. There are 2, and they don't build the same machines. The first is Horicon, Wisconsin, the original home base. Deere rolled its first lawn tractor, the Model 110, off that line back in 1963. Today, around 1,000 workers build the heavy-duty lineup there, the X300, X500, X700, and X900 series, along with Gator utility vehicles and even professional grade walk behind Green's mowers. This is also where Deere built its 5 millionth lawn tractor in 2010, a top-tier X700, not a budget machine. The second plant is Greenville, Tennessee, opened in 1988, and now John Deere's highest volume facility on the planet. This is where the mass-market machines are built, the 100 series you see stacked at Home Depot and Lowe's, along with residential zero turns. Now here's a myth that needs to go. John Deere doesn't build its own engines across the board. Entry-level machines often use Briggs & Stratton power units, while higher-end models step up to Kawasaki engines, even though everything wears Green branding. And this is where it changes how you shop, because that Green tractor at a big box store and the Green tractor at a dealer are not the same machine. The 100 series, the S100, S180, and similar models runs a Deere-branded Briggs engine, a stamped edge deck, and a sealed tough torque transaxle designed for light residential work. The S100 carries a 2-year, 120-hour warranty. It's built to a price, not to punishment. But here's the part even loyalists miss. Stepping up to a dealer doesn't automatically mean heavier duty. The entry X300 Select Series still uses a sealed K46 class transaxle, the same non-serviceable style drivetrain. Real durability only starts climbing with the X500 and X700 Signature Series, bigger Kawasaki power, Excel deep decks, cast iron components, 4-wheel steering, and significantly longer warranties. Those are dealer-only machines. So John Deere isn't one mower, it's a ladder. And the lower rungs share more DNA with the budget end than the green paint suggests. Before you trust the hood, read the model prefix S, E, or X and remember which plant it came from. Because the next American name on our list did something even stranger. For years, it quietly shipped its own mowers out of a competitor's factory. Number 2 on our truly American list is Toro, and this is where the story starts getting a lot more complicated. Toro looks American on paper in every way. Founded in 1914, originally building engines for a tractor company, and still headquartered in Bloomington, Minnesota today, it's a multi-billion-dollar manufacturer that still produces a large portion of its equipment in North America. But the real core of Toro's operation sits in Beatrice, Nebraska home of Exmark, the commercial brand Toro acquired in 1997. If you've ever seen a professional crew flying across a property on a Laser Z, that machine was built there. Exmark positions itself as the top choice for landscapers, but what matters here is simpler. The factory is real, it's American, and it builds serious commercial machines. Toro also runs its own U.S. facilities in places like Shakopee and Windham, Minnesota, El Paso, Texas, and Tomah, Wisconsin, producing a wide range of residential and commercial equipment. Now here's where things take a turn. For years, Toro's entry-level lawn tractors sold through big box stores were not actually built by Toro. Starting in 2007, that lower-end production was outsourced, and the manufacturer behind it was MTD, the same company that builds a large portion of the budget brands in that aisle. So in that era, a Toro-branded tractor in your shed may have rolled out of a completely different factory wearing red paint and a Toro badge. At the same time, Toro phased out Wheelhorse, a legendary American garden tractor brand it had acquired in 1986. A name with deep roots, eventually retired under Toro's ownership. And like Deere, Toro doesn't fully build its engines either. Depending on the model, power can come from Briggs & Stratton, Kohler, Kawasaki, Honda, Yanmar, or even Lonson, all depending on the tier and application. Today, Toro's homeowner focus is centered on machines like the Time Cutter Zero Turn series, built through its own manufacturing footprint, while Lawn Boy continues to serve the push mower segment under its umbrella. So Toro still earns its place on the Made in America list, especially through Exmark, but with an important reality check. For years, a trusted American badge was often sitting on machines built elsewhere. And that name is Ariens, a company that started in the worst year imaginable, 1933, in the depths of the Great Depression, when Wisconsin founder Henry Ariens cashed in his own life insurance just to make one final payroll at the iron works he helped build. Then, instead of quitting, he took his 3 sons out to the garage and built the first American-made rotary tiller. That garage became Ariens. And here's the wild part. More than 90 years later, the company is still headquartered in that same little town of Brillion. Still run by the Ariens family. Dan Ariens, the founder's great-grandson, sits in the chairman's seat today. They like to say the CEO's last name and the company's zip code haven't changed since day one. Ariens covers 2 lanes. The Ariens brand handles residential lawn and snow. They've been building snow-throw snowblowers since 1960, and yes, they're the folks who've cleared the White House lawn and Lambeau Field. The Gravely brand, which Ariens bought back in 1982, handles the commercial, professional side. Now here's what sets them apart. Ariens doesn't just slap its name on someone else's machine. They start with raw sheet metal. They cut it, weld it, powder coat it, and assemble the finished mower themselves. In the CEO's own words, they import some engines and components to stay competitive, but everything starts at sheet metal and gets boxed up by their own people. But let me give you the accurate picture, not the postcard version, because here's a detail most videos get wrong. It's not all one Wisconsin roof anymore. In 2023, Ariens opened a second American plant in Fayetteville, Tennessee. a $38 million facility that now serves as the hub for the Gravely commercial line, closer to dealers in the booming Southeast. So today it's 2 American factories, not 1. And the engine? Same truth as the others, Ariens doesn't build its own. Those orange and green machines run on Kawasaki and Kohler power. I'll also give it to you straight, because this channel doesn't do fairy tales. Being family-owned and American-made doesn't make you bulletproof. When the whole outdoor equipment market cooled off, Ariens felt it hard the company cut shifts in Brillion, and in 2024 it trimmed roughly a fifth of its workforce and furloughed workers at the new Tennessee plant while it waited out the slump. Still, on the question this whole video is really about who actually makes it, Ariens gives you the cleanest answer of the 3. No rival factory. No badge swapping, just an American family, American steel, and American assembly from start to finish. So that's your honest top 3. John Deere, Toro, and Ariens, the names that genuinely build their own riding mowers on American soil. Which leaves the real question hanging over that entire store. If only a handful of companies actually build these machines, then who is really making all the other names in that aisle? That's where the story stops feeling patriotic and starts getting uncomfortable. So if only 3 companies truly build their own riding mowers in America, what about the rest, Cub Cadet? Troy-Bilt, Bohlins, Yard Machines, Craftsman, Murray, Snapper, all those familiar American names lined up on the floor? Here's the truth. Most of them aren't independent companies anymore. They're just labels tied back to a surprisingly small number of corporate owners. Meet the first empire, MTD. It stands for Modern Tool and Die, founded in 1932 in Cleveland, Ohio. For decades. MTD didn't even sell under its own name. It built mowers that went out wearing other brands' badges across department stores and hardware chains. Over time, it began collecting those brands itself. Cub Cadet in 1981 from International Harvester, then Troy-Bilt and Bohlins in 2001, along with Yard Machines, Yardman, Columbia, and Remington, all under one parent, based in Valley City, Ohio. But MTD is no longer the top of the food chain. In recent years, Stanley Black & Decker, best known for tools, has built a massive outdoor power empire. In 2017, it acquired Craftsman from Sears for around $900 million. Then it moved on MTD, first taking a minority stake and later completing the full acquisition in 2021. In the same period, it also acquired Excel Industries, maker of Hustler and Big Dog mowers. Combined, that brought Cub Cadet, Troy-Bilt, Bohlins, Yard Machines, Yardman, Columbia, Remington, Hustler, Big Dog, and Craftsman's riding mower line under one corporate structure. Today, Stanley Black & Decker even lists Cub Cadet alongside brands like DeWalt and Craftsman, turning a tool company into a major outdoor power manufacturer. Now, MTD isn't the only empire in this aisle. Murray and Snapper belong to another giant, Briggs & Stratton, the Milwaukee-based engine manufacturer that also owns Simplicity and Ferris. After going bankrupt in 2020, Briggs was acquired by private equity firm KP's Capital Partners. And here's the twist, Briggs engines are still widely used in machines from brands like Deere and Toro, meaning even the independent players depend on the same supplier network. So that dozen brands in the aisle? It's really two major empires and a handful of holdouts. The choice was mostly branding all along. But not every surprise comes from corporate consolidation. Some of the most genuinely American-built machines don't even wear American names. Start with Kubota, a Japanese company headquartered in Osaka. But in the United States, Kubota operates a major manufacturing hub in Georgia where every zero-turn mower from residential to commercial ZT models is built. Roughly half of Kubota's U.S. equipment is made or assembled there by thousands of American workers. Same with Husqvarna, a Swedish company based in Stockholm, but its riding mowers are produced in Orangeburg, South Carolina, in a massive facility that has built machines for decades under multiple brand names. In 2025, day-to-day operations were handed to Flex, a Singapore-based contract manufacturer, while production remains in the U.S. And then there are the true independents. Now look closely at the box, because here's the sleight of hand the whole industry leans on. There's a real difference between two stickers that look almost identical. Made in USA no qualifiers is a serious legal claim. To earn it, a product has to be all or virtually all American, final assembly here, significant processing here, and essentially all major components sourced here, with only a negligible amount of foreign content. Then there's the sticker you see far more often, assembled in USA. And that's a different story. It means a company can import a foreign-built engine, foreign wheels, foreign deck, even a foreign frame, assemble everything on American soil, and still use that label. It's not a free-for-all. The FTC still requires substantial transformation. Not a token assembly step. But the key point is simple. It only guarantees where it was put together, not where it was made. And now that system is actually being enforced. In 2021, the FTC finalized its Made in USA labeling rule, giving it real teeth with penalties of up to $53,000 per violation. And each mislabeled product or listing can count separately, which adds up fast. This isn't theory either. Remember Kubota, the brand known for building mowers in Georgia? In 2024, Kubota's North American division paid a $2 million FTC penalty for incorrectly labeling certain replacement parts as made in USA. The machines themselves were largely U.S. built, but even then, the labeling on parts crossed the line. Who really builds your riding mower? Here's the map. Clean and simple. Only 3 names still genuinely build their own riding mowers as American-owned companies on American soil: John Deere, Toro, and Ariens. That's it, and even they come with fine print, from imported engines to outsourced components in certain tiers. Everything else rolls up into a handful of corporate owners. One empire, Stanley Black & Decker, now sits over Cub Cadet, Troy-Bilt, Boland's, Yard Machines, Craftsman, Hustler, and Big Dog. A second giant, Briggs & Stratton, now under private equity ownership, controls Snapper, Murray, Simplicity, and Ferris. Then come the curveballs, Kubota Japanese-owned but heavily built in Georgia, Husqvarna, Swedish-owned but built in South Carolina, and now managed by a Singapore firm, Spartan, an American underdog now owned by Toro. And independents like Bad Boy and Skag still holding their ground. A dozen names, a handful of owners. The choice in that aisle was mostly an illusion all along. So next time you're standing in front of that wall of riding mowers, don't look at the name on the hood. That's the costume, not the company. Look at the build plate and the model prefix, and ask the only 2 questions that matter. Who owns it now, and where was it actually built? Because once you know that, the price tags start to make sense, and so does the difference between 2 machines that look identical but live completely different lives. Now tell me, go check your mower's plate and drop what it says in the comments. Let's build a real map together, the one marketing never shows you.